We were just listening to a few things. Good, how are you? Awesome. Yes, very good, thank you. Cheers. Having a late night coffee. Well, it's late night for us. It is 6:01 p.m. here. Good evening. Yeah, we are going to do a reading. We have the Medieval Song and Story. Columbia University has requested. I did see those questions. Yes, I did see they were in one of the high alert boxes to answer those questions. Well, high alert, yeah, that can mean a few different things. Thank you for asking. We have like 4 different classes going on. Yeah, I'm just doing a video too to post on social media. Yeah, so the facts are still the facts. Same thing we've been saying for years. Getting people here in this community, the people here in this community are totally fucked in the head, okay? All the people around us, our parents, all the people dealing with them, the state workers, for years, we were concerned about this back in 2009 with the drug trafficking. Private investigator blew his brains out. Father of my oldest 2 children ran away. The sick punk next door showed up. When you look at the connections in the history, okay, I know it can be difficult understanding a lot of those things. Hold on. Yeah, I can only pertain to certain things when it comes to that. Yeah, we can't help what people are doing. They're very caught up. We've been trying to explain it to them all along the way. The private investigator who shot himself in 2009, he was trying to tell them. When he mentioned the Mayans and that kind of thing, it set off all the drug people because they knew what he was talking about. My parents and other people didn't. Well, maybe my dad did, but he plays stupid to it. My mom plays really stupid to it. So if she doesn't know anything about it, then congratulations. Great actress. Yeah, I really don't know and I don't care. They get so many people caught up with these misdemeanors, and we tried telling them back in 2011 and 12, all the little investigations and things they're signing off on are ridiculous. And the people around here going along with it, and the state workers concerned about my mental illness, and I'm in a psychosis, talking about conspiracy theories. And they've all been playing along with it. You shouldn't have gone along with it. You should have said, yeah, no, that's not okay. She's not crazy. And instead they're all going along with it and trying to prove me to be dangerous, bad mom. They're fucking sick. You people need to wake up, and I really hope they can help my parents, Nana and Papa, understand reality, because that's really scary to us, how people have been ignoring that. Just think about that in 2009 and what happened, and we had already been dealing with years of harassment. The Maine Parent Federation, they were pissed. We called them Hitlers. They were ignoring the vaccine-injured children. The concerns with infectious disease, Lyme disease specifically. What's been going on here is fucking disturbing and disgusting. And yeah, I do think they're fucking nasty, egotistical pigs. And I hope you burn in hell forever and ever. Okay. Amen. I'm sorry, if you think that's mean, these children who can't talk that have been vaccine injured, and there are others, this is not that uncommon actually when it comes to people in this world and these investigations. This is really well known in how they get away with it for a long time. And when new ones try to jump on board with the scams and the schemes, and you say, don't do it, don't do it. It's like anything else, right? A money scam, drugs, whatever it is. Shouldn't do it. But they do. Yeah, and this is just another higher, sophisticated level. And they're all embedded, tied to working with and for each other, protecting each other, and all their misdemeanors and bullshit, just like the Epstein Island. So when people talk about that, and they want the list and who's on the list so they can shame them, we try to, we frown upon that and try not to do that. I know people will say that, well, we're shaming people, we're calling them fucking pigs, and this has been going on for years. Okay, we're talking about loops and groups, the same funding, such as Hamas and different organizations such as that. A lot of dirty shit going on over in Ukraine and Wuhan type deals. No, people are just playing fucking stupid, so you can delve into all those conspiracy theories and things like that. It's a lot of shit, isn't there? Yeah, if you have any questions or concerns about that, we're pretty well versed on it. Anything you need to know, what is it? It's a bacterial infection. If you ask me what chickenpox is or measles or anything else they shoot you up for, it's a bacterial infection. Are you overloaded? These are really fucking simple things to understand, so I'm sorry, we're fucking done with that. And everyone's going to be very concerned with all of that. We don't care about the fucking doctors that didn't listen to us and vaccinated our children against mine and the expert advice back in 2013. So concerned that I'm a dangerous person. You're playing right into the hands of these sickos. And they are tied to obviously government organizations and things like that with the targeting programs. Drug cartels, who knows, sometimes both. Sometimes it's hard to see any of the connections. You have to be really kind of aware to notice. So we try to point it out the best we fucking can. So I'm not sure. I know, we don't have much credibility, do we? We try to tell them. But... Oh, yeah, trust me, no one's safe. We could be in a mental hospital or a fucking cold-ass snowbank, naked, cold and afraid, by midnight, maybe sooner. You never know. Things can happen really quick. Yeah, sometimes we say stupid, silly, sarcastic stuff like that. Right, they're slowing down on it a little bit. They would freak right out. Call my mom. I made a joke about the movie Carrie one time. My mom's knocking on my door within minutes. Someone had called her, scared I was going to burn the place down. So when we've already been dealing with trying to get them to grow up a little bit, that's what the private investigator in 2009, he was concerned about a lot of that stuff. It's like people can believe what they want to believe and tell their stories and the ghosts and the aliens, and it's cute. But when you're trying to talk about serious things and they want to play stupid. I know, it's just earlier today, one of the adults say, hey, do you guys want to maybe, nobody's talking to me. They don't fucking talk to me. They hate me. They keep things segregated. They talk behind the scenes. Any of them that have, say they talk to me, it's a quick hi, hello. There's been no talking about the facts and concerns. They stay away from it as though if they even entertain it, then they'll be considered one of the crazy. How can you even talk about it? Oh no. You're going to lose your job. Credibility. It's so fucking old and stupid to us. And in 2012, when we were trying to get help from some of the state workers who we were already concerned about, helping some of the druggie traffickers and people around here who have since moved away, died, or are in jail. Yeah. It's really fucking disturbing. We really don't care, all of that shit. We're trying to help our children in the hands of these punks that are being protected by all your fucking bullshit and dramatic plays over the years, and having to just kind of be in the storm, watching the train wrecks in slow fucking motion, and every time we get a little loud, we're like, okay, this is enough. You guys gotta stop. Can we please address the facts? Because, oh, she's talking about it again. And then they're fucking making noise about hangnails and freaking bullshit from the 90s. That's not even that big of a fucking deal. The shit we can bring up from the 90s, directly connected to these same loops and groups, is pretty interesting, though. They don't want to talk about that either, because also tied to their fucking bullshit. Drugs, trafficking, whatever else it is. It gets so fucking odd. So we're hoping that the adults here can drop their fucking bullshit and talk about the facts and concerns. Look each other in their eyes and realize all their justification, you're totally justified. Keep patting each other on the back, elbow, head nods, wink wink, got each other's back. Don't worry, everything's fine. We are justified because she is crazy. Look at how she's been acting. So we're justified in ignoring all of this for all these years, going back to 2006. It's amazing we didn't blow our fucking brains out by 2010. I think because of our awareness, and we had been on the surveillance, security, and training program since 2000 when we were 18. Yeah, they scooped us up off the street. Well, they wouldn't do anything about it. I really wasn't, too much of a troubled person, I guess. Yeah, I shouldn't have been drinking, right, as a teenager. Yeah, so by the time I was 18 and they had been dealing with me ramming the roads and stuff, drinking, driving, and no one else was doing anything about it, I think they wanted me to get into an accident and die. Yeah, because I didn't really conform to a lot of the family business, legal and illegal stuff. Yeah, I didn't care for either of it, really. So then you don't really have too much of a choice. Well, the other people, they don't want nothing to do with you either because you're connected. You got the last name, the family. They just rather not even have anything to do with it. We understand. We totally fucking understand. It's fucking nasty. We accepted that before we were even teenagers, actually. Yeah, we were pretty mature, I guess you could say, for our age. Yeah, and very immature in some ways. I know, when you talk to some people, they literally will tell you we were retarded. Anyways, 261. How in the world do you say that? Kilwich? Kilwch. Kilwch. Kilowich. Is it Kilowich? At Arthur's court. And the youth pricked forth upon a steed with heed, dappled grey, of 4 winters old, firm of limb, with shell-formed hooves, having a bridle of linked gold on his head, and upon him a saddle, costly gold. Need some light. Silver and gold. And in the youth's hand were 2 spheres of silver, sharp, well-tempered, headed with steel, 3 eels in length, and an edge to wound the wind. Of an edge to wound the wind, and cause blood to flow, and swifter than the fall of the dewdrop from the blade of reed grass upon the earth when the dew of June is at the heaviest. Are you making fun of my flow? That's alright. I don't mind. You can make fun of my flow if you want to. It's your American right. Oh, you're not an American? Oh, I'm sorry, leave. No, I don't care if you're not from this country. They'll say I'm talking to terrorists. I don't care who the fuck you are. They'll call people here terrorists just if they don't conform to Western medicine. Yeah, like the doctors or people we talk to that are into natural medicine or homeopath. Oh yeah, they're fucking terrorists, and we're gonna make the kids drink Jesus juice if we even, yeah, no. And they'll feed them a bunch of hot dogs too if we say anything. It'll spike them. It'll set them off. Yeah, they'll have fucking Big Macs and hot dogs shoved down their faces for days if we say anything. We don't want to do that to them either. My oldest one's autistic and a type 1 diabetic, so hot dogs are probably one of the worst foods for him. Yeah, Dad likes to give him extra if I say anything about the vaccines or the child abuse or anything. Yeah, he gives them extra. What they've been doing with the children here is absolutely disturbing. No, they're justified though. They got each other's backs. They're justified as long as we're the non-vaxxers. We're crazy. We're in a psychosis talking about conspiracy theories. We're dealing with a lot of dramatic, egotistical pigs. Anyone want to help and bring attention to that? News people? Anyone? We're here whenever people want to talk about the facts and concerns. I know, not too many. It's circumstantial. No one really wants to go near it because then they'll just be crazy like us shouting from the silent box. No one's going to listen. No, because if they do, then they're crazy too and entertaining conspiracy theories and crazy people. On disability, one of the destitutes taking our taxes. Pigs. Big time. No fucking respect or appreciation, huh? Yeah, it can be difficult when you do that kind of work. Or just aware human being in life. Yeah, it can be difficult in certain areas. I guess it depends on your capabilities, environment, who you're subjected to. If your children are in the hands of sick punks like mine are and what's happening there, it makes it a little more difficult to just walk away, huh? Especially when these are crimes and loops and groups that people have been trying to expose for decades. Really horrible stuff. Now, we've talked about it extensively. You can connect the dots too, back to the fundraising companies we worked for in 2000 when we were put on the security, surveillance, and training programs. Yeah, we also met the private investigator who would later shoot himself, like 10 years later. When I was put up for review, that was another open door for them. Yeah, they had the review. I'm a non-vaxxer. Yeah, it was pretty bad, wasn't it, what they were doing? And then you had the ones in the system, the granolas and the freaks from the 90s who really hated my parents. They didn't really care for me too much either. I can remember them getting pretty mad at me. Yeah, you know, if anyone would come up sometimes and show concerns about the drug trafficking and the stuff they were ignoring. And I can remember them wanting to have a meeting with my mom because they thought I needed to be put on medication. They were concerned. Well, yeah, I started drinking pretty early by the time I was 12 or 13. And drinking whiskey, smoking weed, drinking beer. Yeah, horrible. Yeah, it can damage your brain cells, you know. You start doing that stuff really early. The prefrontal cortex. Yeah, you know, sometimes we're just jovial. We can sound sarcastic, carefree, narcissistic, maniacal. Sorry. It's just how we roll. No, well, when you're aware and you're in acceptance, that's not always, you know, it depends too, your environment. Are you wondering when you're going to get your next meal? Do you have clean water? Right? If I had on cold, wet socks right now, I probably wouldn't be in this kind of aura. Yet my feng shui would be way different. So what happens when I drink coffee after 6? Oh, we're pushing 6:22 here. I should probably sign off. It is a beautiful day. Peredur at the Castle of Wonders. Am I saying that right? Peredur. Peredur at the Castle of Wonders. This is Welsh literature in the Columbia University series. Page 263. Has the break of day, Peredur arose and took his horse, and with his uncle's permission he rode forth. And he came to a vast desert wood, and at the further end of the wood was a meadow, and on the other side of the meadow he saw a large castle. And thitherward, that's what it says, thitherward, Thitherward, all one word. Thitherward, Peredur bent his way, and he found the gate open, and he proceeded to the hall, and he beheld a stately, hoary-headed man sitting on one side of the hall, and many pages around him, who arose to receive and to honor Peredur, and they placed him by the side of the owner of the palace. Then they discoursed together, and when it was time to eat, they caused Peredur to sit beside the nobleman during the repast. And when they had eaten and drank as much as they desired, the nobleman asked Peredur whether he could fight with a sword. Were I to receive instructions, said Peredur, I think I could. Now there was on the floor of the hall a huge staple, as large as a warrior could grasp. Take yonder sword, said the man to Peredur, and strike the iron staple. So Peredur arose and struck the staple so that he cut it in two, and the sword broke into 2 parts also. Place the 2 parts together and reunite them. And Peredur placed them together, and they became entire as they were before. And a second time he struck upon the staple so that both it and the sword broke in two, and as before they reunited. And the third time he gave a like blow, and placed the broken parts together, and neither staple nor the sword would unite as before. Youth, said the nobleman, come now and sit down, and my blessing be upon thee. Thou fightest best with the sword of any man in the kingdom. Thou hast arrived at 2/3 of my strength, and the other third thou hast not yet obtained. And when thou attainest to thy full power, none will be able to contend with thee. I am thy uncle, thy mother's brother, and I am brother to the man in whose house thou wast last night. The Peredur and his uncle discoursed together, and he beheld 2 youths enter the hall, and proceed up to the chamber, bearing a spear of mighty size, with 3 streams of blood flowing from the point to the ground. And when all the company saw this, they began wailing and lamenting. But for all that, the man did not break off his discourse with Peredur, and as he did not tell Peredur the meaning of what he saw, he forbore to ask him concerning it.
And when the clamor had a little subsided, behold, two maidens entered, with a large salver between them, in which was a man's head, surrounded by a profusion in blood. And thereupon the company of the court made so great an outcry that it was irksome to be in the same hall with them. But at length they were silent, and when time was that they should sleep, Prideaux was brought into a fair chamber, and the next day, with his uncle's permission, he rode forth. We'll pause there. From the Medieval Song and Story. This is a really good book. The Hellenistic chapter, I think, is one of the favorites in class so far. It's one of my favorites, too, in the book. It's really interesting and good to learn about as being a human being, the medical world. It seems like a lot of people in the medical world don't understand those things. Healthcare, people prescribing medicines and drugs to people who they diagnose with mental illnesses and things like that. It's really strange they don't understand a lot of those things. And if they do, it's pathetic they don't speak up, that they're forced to not be able to enforce proper treatment in healthcare. Just totally ignore it and prescribe dangerous drugs. I know, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's no blame. To each their own. We all learned. I was in my 20s before I started to kind of wake up to a lot of that stuff. It took me about 2 to 5 years to kind of fully grasp a lot of those things. I would say that time frame was, mostly 2005 to 2010, I would say was a huge frame of time where I learned a lot of those things. And the experiences I had with my children, and how the people here have been acting, and what they've been doing just to support their political, business, bullshit, personal. It's so fucking disgusting and disturbing. It's hard. Yeah, we started to get loud. Was it 2019? Finally, after years, and you can go back. People know. It's well documented. Yeah, so anyways, we're their worst nightmare. The punks that are abusing our children. Yeah, the people ignoring it and all the people making all the noise and protecting them in the layers. It's just much love. We have nothing against you, nothing personal, but we see you have a lot of personal issues and are abusing your positions within the community and our state departments to justify your fucking nasty, inhumane bullshit. So we'd really appreciate it if you could all fucking drop it. Help my parents understand reality, because the people around here are so fucked and only concerned about themselves and their own businesses and drugs and covering up their fucking bullshit. It's fucking disgusting, and you all know it. Wake the fuck up. Yeah, a good handful of them have moved away, so. Yeah. It's really sad and disturbing. Thank you. Much love to you. Yes. Yeah, this has been going for about a half hour now, so probably gonna do some stretches. Might be up till 10. I'm right on schedule to finish my coffee within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe sooner. Get in my jammies. No, these aren't my jammies. I gotta get in my jammies. Thank you. It's 2 shirts. I got my turtleneck on. Someone cut the strings off this one. I have another one though that still has the strings on it. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to have an inch long string because I might have choked myself with it or something, I guess. Yeah, when you look at the operators and conductors of a lot of that stuff, it's disturbing, but we got to deal with it the best we can and just hopefully bring awareness and understanding to people that are adults working in our fucking systems with our children, teachers and doctors and nurses. Yeah, and a lot of them have friends and family and spouses and fuck buddies that are severe drug addicts, members of cartels, nasty fucking bullshit, pharmaceuticals, things like that. So not them though, not them. No. It's not my plane. Well, it's my wife's jet. It's so fucking stupid. Can we please help the fucking children? Can we please stop catering to childish fucking beliefs and address the fucking facts and concerns? Please. Anyone. Dear Lord. I know. No, I shouldn't say we. Can you all do that for the children? We're already dead. Don't fucking do us any favors, dear Lord. Has nothing to do with us. We're telling you the fucking facts and what's happening here and how these people have been getting away with it for years, our whole fucking lives. Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable what's been happening here. And how people within our state departments are catering to people's third-party beliefs, childish superstitions. And many of them are doing it on purpose. And it's fucking disgusting and disturbing. Bullshit. You know what? Using the excuse, right, you were ordered. You would yeah, I know. Lost your job. Yeah, I know. And when you don't want to accept, that's why a lot of people won't accept the abuse happening. Because then they feel almost like they have to take a little bit of that onus onto them. Yeah, and that's why we try to say there's no, right, you're not the ones fucking the children, they are. Killing innocent people, targeting mentally ill people, non-vaxxers. Right, so when you guys are doing that too, some of you, right, get the non-vaxxers, this, that. So you're turning your head to a lot of that bullshit. Fine, they're not all fucking children, so some of them are. So when you're ignoring all these things and we can't even bring awareness to the simple basics of a lot of those stupid watchdog sign-off programs they did, the 7-Eleven deals, a lot of people are talking about that stuff. I know, see how it's so much noise and mess and everybody trying to cover for each other and ignore and be part of an investigation and do this and do that. Get the shoplifters, get the drug dealers, mentally ill people. Yeah, what do we do with all the mentally ill people around us ignoring this and protecting sick pedophiles, making child and animal pornography with Russian, Muslim, and Chinese hoax channels? Targeting and killing innocent. I know they're retards, prostitutes, people that deserve it, right? It's fucking disturbing. Really fucking disturbing. So hopefully people can get real and start talking about those things. That amazes us. And the fact that you have people all up and down the systems, right, that feel justified in not bringing it to light. Because they can't, because of their job. They'd get sued and this and that. Wow. Wow, pathetic. So much for our rights, huh? Yeah, and then when you look at what they do listen to and fucking put on the screen and pay attention to and take it fucking seriously, it's, wow. You know, it takes 2 fucking seconds to tell those people to grow the fuck up, and yeah, we're not going to cater to that kind of stuff. It's just as dumb as if someone walked in, right, with a freaking Elmo mask on. You can't wear the Elmo mask while we're having a Congress meeting. Right, and then you have people wanting to stand up and fight for their rights, and everyone's listening to that shit and trying to help them wear their fucking Elmo masks.